are going to march today. We are going to march today. The NYPD has said that they don't want us going to Times Square. We are going to Times Square. To be clear, we have every right to be there.
Why do we need to deliver this message in Times Square? Well, let me step back a little bit. We all saw the murder of Eric Garner. We saw the videotape. We heard him say, I can't breathe, I can't breathe, again and again and again, as those cops choked the life out of him. We heard about the murder of Michael Brown in Ferguson, unarmed with his hands up, gunned down in the street by a cop, and his body left there in the street for 4.5 hours. You might not know that from July 17th, the day that Eric Garner was murdered by cops, to August 17th, police in this country killed at least 60 people. That's about 2 each and every day.
I don't know if you guys know an ex-cop, a former cop called Michael Peña. Michael Peña, he raped a woman in Washington Heights, and for that, he received 75 years in prison. Okay, as a woman, as a sister, and I only have a boy, but as some of the mothers that they have daughters, and also grandmothers, we don't want it to be rape, and I agree for 75 years. But how about this guy who murdered Eric Garner? What? You tell me. You know why that cop got 75 years? Because he was a Latino cop. Okay? That's the reason that he got 75. Because you know that bit of Patrick Lynch, the one that called Latinos and black animals when they commit a crime? That is the reason that he got 75 years. And it was a white woman. Because remember, women of color, we don't mean anything to these people. And to those black and Latino cops that they think that important, I wanted to say to them, remember Omar Edwards. He was killed. He was a cop, and he was killed on 135th Street. And you know what happened? None of them came out with a video. And then the cops killed another cop. And you know what? They didn't come out with a video because it was a white cop who killed them. And when you're talking about the blue collar silence, it's a blue collar cowards. And those black and Latino cops that they think that they're good cops, if you support the blue collar cowards, you're as bad as the one that committed the crime. Okay? So this is what I wanted to say. You know about Michael Brown? You know why they left him so many hours on the street to chop us, to black Latinos, that if we didn't respect them, they could just kill us like an animal, and they could just leave us on the street so the rest of us could see what could happen to us. And you know what? I will have to say solidarity with the people of Ferguson, because those are the people that they are on the street fighting. And you know what? We always said, and Occupy Wall Street used to say, whose street? And we used to say our street. But you know whose street in Ferguson? It belongs to the people in Ferguson because they took the street. Okay? And that is one of the things. We could say this is our street, but we could never take the street.
Today, we pledge we will not be silent.
Today, we pledge we will not be silent.
Today, we pledge we will resist.
Today, we pledge we will resist.
Police brutality has to stop, and you are the ones to stop it. Please, join us. Join us.
march roll.
No racist police. No justice. No peace. No justice. No peace. No justice. No peace. No racist police. No justice. No peace. No racist police. No justice. No peace. No peace. No peace. No peace. No peace. Raise your voice. Raise your fist. We refuse to live like this. Raise your voice. Raise your fist. We refuse to live like this. Raise your voice. Raise your fist. We refuse to live like this. Raise your voice. Raise your fist. We refuse to live like this. Hands up, don't shoot. Hands up, don't shoot. Hands up, don't shoot. Hands up, don't shoot. Whose streets? Our streets. 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 Occupation is a crime. Turn to Palestine. Occupation is a crime. Turn to Palestine. Occupation is a crime. Turn to Palestine. Occupation is a crime.
Blow your whistle.
Raise your fist. We refuse to live like this.
Blow your whistle.
Raise your fist. We refuse to live like this. I can't breathe. 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 I can't breathe.
My name is Janet Chavis. I'm the co-founder of National Action Against Police Brutality. It's a petition currently online at change.org that's demanding nationwide accountability for police. The focus is directed at the United States Department of Justice, and we want them to hold not just police accountable, but also the superiors over them who allow their murders to continue. Right now we have over 15,000 signatures, but we need lots more for national action. And the petition is really being used as a tool to hopefully galvanize the people in a national movement. I tell people that the power is with the people and not with the paper. But by all means sign it, because we would like to show the government that the people mean it to the degree that they're willing to put it down in black and white and sign their name to it. So we want those signatures so that we can have a physical copy saying, yes, this in fact is the will of the people, not just the will of a few. We've noticed that few people, only the people who have the ability to gain support and highlight their tragedy in the media, get the support and the attention that's needed. There's thousands of people whose tragedy never meets the media, but nevertheless their loved one was murdered all the same. We want action that's going to deal with the issue once and for all across the board. And I think that it's police accountability. If police know that they will be held accountable, you will not need reforms, you will not need amendments to laws, you will not need new laws, you won't need any training. The police officer will conduct and control himself because his ass is on the line, okay? He's gonna be in jail or be without a job or both, and that's what needs to happen. When you don't do that, okay, particularly in blatant cases, you are sending a message to all law enforcement that the murders of unarmed individuals is not only accepted but approved, because many officers have in fact been promoted after murdering an unarmed individual. So all of this has to stop. I've been fighting against police brutality, standing in support of other families who lost their loved one since October 2004, when I lost my own son at the hands of NYPD. In my particular case, my son wasn't directly fired upon by police. My son was shot by a stray bullet intended by somebody else. But where he was at the time was one block directly in front of Lincoln Hospital when it occurred. And when those who were with him attempted to take him to the hospital, it was NYPD who came, interrupted that process, made them put him down upon threat of shooting them if they didn't. So they put my son down, put them in their patrol cars, and as people began to gather, fussing and cussing, wondering where's the ambulance, the police didn't call for an ambulance, they called for more backup to disperse the crowd. So my son laid on the curb across the street from Lincoln Hospital and bled to death. So, and that was during a time when the influx of police in communities of color was increased in the name of drugs, crime prevention. Now, my son needed assistance from police, and they didn't assist him. Not only did they not give him no assistance themselves, but they prevented those who were willing and able to get him the medical attention that he needed. So I'm the last person that you could convince that police are in our communities to protect and serve. Because my son needed some assistance, and not only did they deny it, but they prevented those who were there. I spoke to the police concerning that. Why didn't you aid my son? Why didn't you help him get to the hospital? It was right there in clear sight, because we don't move the bodies. But I've never seen an instance where an officer was shot and he was allowed to lay there and bleed to death. So we see, even in situations like that, there's a disparity where there's one set of law for the people, another set of law for the police. By the same token, if you and I were accused of a crime today, simply accused, we would be arrested, charged, and brought before the judge within 72 hours. In the case of law enforcement, even with evidence blazing in our face that a murder has been committed, nobody's charged. So there's some major issues that need to be dealt with law enforcement, and I hope the demand for national action will address each and every one of them. If you have a cell phone, anywhere you are, you can simply Google National Action Against Police Brutality. That's all you have to remember is Nationwide National Action Against Police Brutality. It will be the first thing that comes up on a petition. And under that, you will see National Action Against Police Brutality on Facebook, because I have a page on Facebook called National Action Against Police Brutality that's devoted entirely to it. And we post the videos of police brutality across the United States. We post the articles. I do my own videos as well to show people, because some people, a certain aspect of America still feel police are just doing their job, and that a little bit of bloodshed and murder, it just goes with the job. They're not quite convinced that people's rights are being violated and people are being outright murdered. So I post these things so that they can see for themselves and hopefully persuade them to sign my petition.
of the racist police and the mass incarceration system. I'm hoping that we can get some education and visibility out of this. I hope that we can send the message to the government and the NYPD that we're not going to stand for this. This is flat out murder, this is racism, and it's not okay, and we need to really take a stand on that.
We want freedom, freedom from these racist killer cops. We don't need them, need them. Give back, give back. We want freedom, freedom from these racist killer cops. We don't need them, need them. From Ferguson to NYC. From Ferguson to NYC. Stop police brutality. From Ferguson to NYC. Stop police brutality. From Ferguson to NYC. Stop police brutality. Stop police brutality. From Ferguson to NYC. Stop police brutality. From Ferguson to NYC. marching all night long. We young, we strong, we marching all night long. Hands up, don't shoot. 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 NYPD KKK.
How many kids have you killed today?
NYPD KKK.
How many kids have you killed today?
NYPD KKK. How many kids have you killed today? NYPD KKK. How many kids have you killed today? NYPD KKK. How many kids have you killed today? NYPD KKK.
How many kids have you killed today?
Killed today.
How many kids have you killed today?
How many kids have you killed today?
They have led our march. And they led us here. Into Times Square. In front of the eyes of the world. Where we're saying. No more. Police murder. No more. Treating our children like criminals. No more. Attacks on our immigrant sisters and brothers. No more. Torture in prison. And we will act. And continue to act. Until these horrors. Really are no more. For those who weren't here and heard what I had to say, back on 14th Street, I'm the father of Nicholas Jr. He was a 13-year honor student when he was murdered in Brooklyn, New York.
Wow.
That was 20 years ago. There isn't any change that has been done to stop this police brutality as far as through this system. This system continues to criminalize our youth over and over again. That's why I say that I give much power to the youth and much power to the people, because that's what it's going to take to end this.
Yeah.
I already reached out to many elected officials. It fell on deaf ears, they do nothing. Absolutely nothing. False hopes, false dreams, and false promises. That's what our elected officials give us. So for you people, I want you to give yourself a pat on the back, because it's going to take all of us to stop this madness and all of this murder that's happening in New York City and across the country.
Across the street, they have placed barricades all around us. Turn around. Look, turn around. Mic check. Mic check. Mic check. To those of you on the other side. Stay here. Stay here. Stay with us. Stay with us. They have fenced us in. But they will not cut us out. They will not cut us out. We will march back together. We will march back together. We decided it's time to go back. We decided it's time to go back. So stay here. We came together. We came together. We will leave together. And we will leave together. All the cops in Ferguson wearing wristbands that say, "I am Darren Wilson." This is not a matter of good cops, bad cops. And more people need to be getting in the face of these cops and saying exactly how they feel. And we are the ones who are going to be fighting to stop this. We are the ones that can end this. And we have brought our message here in their face, and now we're going to the red steps to send it to the rest of the world. March! 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 March!
No justice, no peace. 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 Hands up! Hands up! Don't shoot! 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 Hands up! Don't shoot!
Because of traffic and safety concerns.
Because of traffic and safety concerns.
What about the safety of Eric Garner?
What about the safety of Eric Garner?
Stop the brutality.
Stop the brutality.
Stop the murder.
Stop the murder.
Stop the torture.
Stop the torture.
Stop the criminalization.
Stop the criminalization.
And this criminal injustice system.
And this criminal injustice system.
Inflicts on the people.
Inflicts on the people.
We are doing that today.
We are doing that today.
Together with people.
Together with people.
In 80 different cities across the country.
In 80 different cities across the country.
From Seattle out there in Washington.
From Seattle out there in Washington.
To Jacksonville, Florida.
To Jacksonville, Florida.
From up there in Boston.
From up there in Boston.
Down to Los Angeles.
Down to Los Angeles.
From Ferguson, Missouri.
From Ferguson, Missouri.
Up to Chicago, Illinois.
Up to Chicago, Illinois.
And there are solidarity actions.
And there are solidarity actions.
In Canada.
In Canada.
And in New Zealand.
And in New Zealand.
We are acting.
We are acting.
To stop these horrors.
To stop these horrors.
And this is not a one-day thing.
And this is not a one-day thing.
We must continue to act.
We must continue to act.
This is the month of resistance to mass incarceration.
This is the month of resistance to mass incarceration.
cultural events.
There will be cultural events.
In different parts of New York City.
In different parts of New York City.
Connect with the Stop Mass Incarceration Network.
Connect with the Stop Mass Incarceration Network.
To find out about me.
To find out about me.
Go to the website.
Go to the website.
October22.org.
October22.org.
It will list all